There's something I've never told anyone, not my friends, not my family. I kept it buried because I was afraid of what it might destroy. But the truth doesn't stay quiet forever. This story wasn't supposed to get out, but here it is. If you've ever held something in that you were never supposed to say, you're not alone. This channel is where those stories finally get told. So if this speaks to you, like, subscribe, and stay close. And if there's something you need to get off your chest, you can share it anonymously in the description, There are moments in life where everything changes, not suddenly, but silently. It doesn't feel like a disaster right away. It feels like a choice, a quiet one. You look around and realize no one saw what you did. And for a second, that feels like relief. But then the silence becomes something else. It starts following you. Every text message feels loaded. Every glance from someone feels like they know. You keep smiling. You keep showing up. But you start rehearsing lies without even thinking about it. Days pass. Weeks, maybe years. You build a life on top of something you buried. And the longer it stays hidden, the more dangerous it feels to dig it up. I told myself it didn't matter anymore, that I'd moved on. But the truth is, I've been carrying this every day, and it's exhausting. So today, I'm saying it. Not for attention, not for pity, just to finally put it down. This wasn't supposed to get out, but it's time. I guess I should start by telling you a little about who I am. I'm not famous. I'm not someone with a platform or a big voice. I've lived a pretty normal life, honestly. I went to school, worked a couple jobs, fell in and out of love like most people do. There's nothing extraordinary about me, and that's kind of the point. You'd probably pass me in the street and never think twice. And I used to like it that way, being invisible, because when no one's looking at you too closely, you can carry things that no one ever questions. Growing up, I was the kind of person who didn't speak up much. I was the one who kept the peace, kept my head down, stayed quiet. I think I learned pretty early that sometimes silence keeps you safe. And it does, until it doesn't. My 20s were messy. I made a lot of decisions I'm not proud of. Some I made out of fear, some out of pressure, some because I just didn't know who I was yet. But there was one moment that changed everything. I didn't know it at the time. In fact, for a while, I convinced myself it was nothing, just a thing that happened, something I could look away and never look at again. But it didn't stay buried. It started creeping into the quiet moments, the stillness before bed, the pause between texts, the long drives alone. I think, what if someone finds out, or worse, what if I forget who I am because of this? I've never talked about it out loud, not to a friend, not to a therapist, not even to myself in the mirror. But I think the reason I'm speaking now is because I'm tired of running, tired of pretending I'm fine with what I did or didn't do. And maybe someone out there needs to hear it, not to judge me, but just to know that they're not the only one walking around with something they don't say. So this is it. No edits, no dramatics. Just the story I've been carrying, the one I swore I'd never tell. I always knew something wasn't right. I didn't feel close to him growing up. There was always a strange distance, not the cold kind, but something unspoken. When I found out he wasn't my biological father, it was like a door unlocked in my mind. Suddenly, all those uncomfortable moments, those looks, the weird tension, it all made a strange kind of sense. So I told him I knew. I didn't expect anything. I wasn't looking for a connection, or so I thought. But he didn't react the way I imagined. He didn't deny it. He didn't even seem surprised. In fact, he seemed relieved. After that, we started talking more. Small things at first, then personal things, then things we never should have said to each other. It escalated slowly, almost too slowly to notice. A hand on my shoulder that lingered a little too long. A hug that didn't feel like a father's hug anymore. And eventually it happened. I didn't resist. I was curious. I was confused. And part of me, a part I don't like admitting, wanted to feel chosen. After that, it became regular, not daily, not even weekly, but it was always there, lingering under the surface. Every time I thought I'd stop it, I found myself going back. And it wasn't because I loved him. It wasn't even because I thought it was right. It was the secrecy, the wrongness, the way it made me feel like I had power and no power at all at the same time. It's twisted. I know that, but obsession doesn't follow logic. I still haven't told my mom. I've lived with this secret for years and it's eating me alive. I look in the mirror and I don't know what I see anymore. A victim, an adult who made her own decisions, or someone who's just so deeply lost that she doesn't know what love is supposed to feel like.